took. It was around 9 shots. I even took that last one for the road.
Trying to stay warm and shit.
I got on the on-ramp on the West Bank, and it had frozen over.
Oh, no.
And I'm riding the Grand Marquis, bro, a big old tank, and I hit the brakes going about 30 and slid into the back of this other person.
Shit.
Yeah, on Christmas, bro. And my pops came to the scene. Like, they had me I was standing on the corner of Manhattan for like 2 hours. I went and stood on the corner of Manhattan waiting for a cop for like 2 hours because I had a bag of weed. And I was like, I need to hide this weed. So I went and put that shit into a bush on the corner.
What is the other person saying they got hit? Was this a parked car?
We both, one cop moved us into the Best Buy parking lot.
Yeah.
And we were just out there for like an hour. And I was like, yo, I'm going to go stand on the corner and flag a cop down. And they were like, cool.
Yeah.
You know, because it was freezing. It was like nighttime. We trying to just get it over with.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm going to jail, let's go to jail.
Yeah, and you're
know?
feeling good right now.
Yeah, I'm messed up. I can go sleep it off, you
Yeah.
know. But
come get me before this hangover.
I called my fucking dad, and he was like, all right, I'll be out there. And he kind of was like, a Christmas miracle happened where the cop was like, you're lucky your dad is here. Because I lied to him and everything. He walked up to the window and was like, have you been drinking tonight, sir? I was like, no, sir, I haven't. He was like, well, I smell a lot of alcohol in your breath. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, I lied. I don't know why I just lied, but I have been drinking.
So it was the alcohol made me do it. Sorry.
It was the Hennessy,
good,
bro.
Got out of there.
Yeah, he let me go though. So that was a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, I should have one.
And that was the first time
That was the first time. The second, my pops got me out another one, bro. I was with my partner, and we were in Bell Chase. Fucking Bell Chase. If you don't know about Bell Chase, it's like West Wego. They got their own police department, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They got their own police department, and they don't play around.
kind of like Harahan.
Yeah. And we were at this bar drinking. It was a late night. Instead of doing heroin, we decided to do alcohol. And
Shooting that as
we
well.
started drinking Patron, and we left, and my buddy he grabbed my wheel and jerked it, and I swerved, and like 2 seconds later, cop behind me.
That bastard.
And my buddy's like, I'm on probation. At the time, I'm on probation. My buddy's like, are you pulling over? I'm like, no, I'm not pulling over, dude. We in Bell Chase, dog. I was in a slow speed chase for like...
Slow speed chase like OJ.
I went over a bridge, you understand, at 20 miles an hour with the whole Bell Chase Police Department behind me. Drunk.
Oh, my God.
My buddy's hanging out the side of the window screaming, thug life, we ain't pulling over. I'm like, shut the fuck up, bro. You know, like... It was a crazy situation. I finally pull over at this seafood restaurant.
Yeah.
It's at the line of I went over the line of Bell Chase.
Y'all are hungry.
We're going for this boil, motherfucker.
Well, during the ride, the slow speed chase, I called my dad. I was like, look, I'm going to stop at this landmark. I know what landmark I'm stopping at. You know, at least you can come tell me goodbye. Or, you know what I'm saying? I stopped there, and me and my buddy get out the car arguing and fighting. So they put us both in cuffs, and they stand us out there. And the funniest shit happens, bruh. I'm standing there, and I'm fat at the time, bro. And I'm fat.
Sorry, at the time?
At the time, listen, I'm fat now, you know what I'm saying, bro? But
This is again.
at the time, there was no muscle to my fatness, you know? Like, I was extra fat. So they put two... They put two handcuffs on me. You know what I mean? Like, that's how big I was. Like, they put two handcuffs on me, and I'm...
Sorry.
It's okay. Me and my buddy are standing there talking to the cop, this lady, and she's laughing, and all of a sudden I feel the handcuffs, like, undo. Just like... unreleased. I don't know what it was, but both of the handcuffs that were together, they were not together anymore, and they were hanging. And I just kept my hands behind my back, and the cop was laughing, and she was like giggling it up. I was like, oh, that's funny, huh? She was like, yeah. I was like, you want to see something real funny? She said, what? And I went, and started, and her face went from to just dick look. I was like, oh yeah. And she didn't do anything bad to me, you know what I mean? She just like put me back in the cuffs and put me in the back of the car. And my pop,
With a seatbelt extender.
yeah.
in a booster seat.
My pop rolled up, and my dad was talking to them, and my dad actually got me and my buddy off from going
What
to
does your
jail.
dad do? I'm curious about your dad. Have
My
you ever
dad-
met his dad? You
Yeah,
know his
yeah.
dad?
My
Love
dad's
his dad.
actually a legend in Louisiana.
He sounds like it.
He is the only person Louisiana recognizes as a luthier, which is a master of working on stringed instruments. He's really
Oh, that's the banjo bit.
yeah,
Aha.
yeah. But he's really very respected. You know what I mean? My grandpa used to be a fireman and a policeman.
Yeah, he knows how
You
to
know?
pull strings.
Dude,
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
my last name.
Yeah.
One time,
He told him, don't fret. He's
Yeah.
got it.
people like know my last name. It's weird.
I'll
got
come pick you up.
yeah.
Coming for the pickup.
I got into trouble. I got a ticket. I got a ticket one time in Algiers, and I went to the Algiers place, and the judge knew my last name, and he was like, "I'm gonna just throw your ticket out," you know. And I was like, "Holy shit, that's fucking crazy,"
Beautiful.
you know. The Italian connection.
You're gonna be fucking up later, so
Yeah, he knows. He knows. But my buddy, we were both sitting in the back of the car, and the cop came and got us out and was like, "Y'all are lucky tonight," you know. He was like, "You lucky you had nothing in the car," you know. He was like, but he looked at my buddy and was like, his dad said, "You can't get in his car. You got to walk home from here."
God
And
damn.
I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
you got to walk home here." He was upset, but he had to walk home, you know. But we didn't go to jail. You
Yeah.
know?
yeah.
So I should have been to jail twice for DWI.
Shit, they don't even take you to jail for a DWI anymore. They just fucking drop you off at the house, process you, and drop you off.
Yeah,
Fucking-
like, man, the feeling of getting off of that has got to be just the biggest release.
It's a blessing, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I
You
can't
hate yourself after too, though. You got to be
Oh,
real
yeah.
pissed at yourself. Like,
Yeah. What's that Bill Murray movie where he goes to, like, to France and he lives this experience like he thinks it's fake? Like it's like live theater, but it's like live action theater where you experience the theater.
I have no idea.
Man, what
Yeah,
the?
I'm
God
lost
damn
on
it.
A Bill Murray immersive theater movie.
Yeah.
Never saw that one.
Damn it.
Is it like one of the artsy ones, or is it a comedy? Like from.
It's straight up comedy.
Oh damn.
And he thinks he's in a live action play that goes throughout the entire city, but he's actually in a real situation.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look this up later. It
Damn
sounds
it.
cool. Is it good?
Oh, I love it. But no, it'd be great if you can experience getting a DUI and getting out of it. Like you could pay for it.
Let me tell you, I was in drug court for
just paid for
drug
these, dude. I
stuff.
get
You
it.
know what I mean? Like I ended up going to the jail over time, and for some real shit and like real drugs and shit like that. I used to be an addict, heroin addict, the whole nine, and I had got my shit together. And shit, where was I going with that?
To jail.
To jail. No, really. What? Fuck, I had something.
This is about Bill Murray acting, live theater.
No. GWI court. That's what I am fucking happy. I went through drug court, and when I did drug court, they started putting people in there for DWI court, which was horrible for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I never got caught up with that, because DWIs, the first one, 6 months to a year type of stuff.
Yeah.
The second one, you can get up to 5 years in fucking jail. The third one is an automatic 10. I didn't know all that stuff. So now from people keeping from doing that time, they started putting DWI court, like people into this drug court program. And they were going through the stuff that we had to go through. Drug tests every day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, dude, I was doing 5 drug tests a week. You know, calling in colors and stuff like that. I felt bad for
Yeah.
the DWI people. You know,
Yeah.
they were they were like in there, and they were going through a rough time with that shit.
But
Yeah.
it was the idea that they're treating it like it's an addiction, like alcohol is an addiction, the way
Yeah.
drugs are. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they were trying
exactly.
to figure out a way to make some kind of program for it. It fit into one system instead of having 2 systems for it.
Well,
Then
yeah.
they just had one system. It just streamlined everything.
Yeah.
But it's way overkill for a DWI.
And my drug court is Jefferson Parish Drug Court is the biggest drug court in the world, like the roughest one too. Like,
Is it?
yeah, they had judges come in from like Ireland, Australia, Europe, and just to watch my drug court. Like
shit.
there was one that was like a week where there were just judges, you know what I mean, from all around the country. And
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, this is some serious shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
you ain't seen nothing yet, man. They are getting it in, and so if there's a drug court around the world, it's basically based off Jefferson Parish's drug court.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's how serious our drug court system
Because
is.
it's good?
Because it's hard.
I can't imagine
It's
anything
hard,
being
dude.
based off of anything to do with our legal system.
Listen,
Yeah.
I just can't. even
I
imagine
got
that.
through it in a record time. I did it in under 2 years, and that's saying something to get out of drug court in under 2 years.
Yeah.
Because people get stuck in there for 7 years, or they just go do the rest of their stint because they can't not do drugs or not do alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, and it's. I guess that's how we put in the F you and funny today.
Yeah.
Man, shit.
Enlightening
Listen.
stuff.
Yeah.
I had a friend in Mobile, it was the same situation, man. He was like 7 years in. It was such a big deal when he graduated that there was like a lifestyle piece in the paper about it. They had busted this dude with fake dicks and fucking bladder bags and other people's piss and
Wow.
everything. I mean, yeah, he was trying everything he could, bro. It was like, just stop doing the fucking drugs, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to go. There was at one point you got to go take drug tests at this place, and I would go there, and you have to like put your body in a routine. I would
Yeah.
wake up at 5 in the morning and go piss, and then I wouldn't piss until 7:30 again. You know. And then I would have to take a shit at it sometimes. So I would go in there and be like, yo, I got to take a dump at the same time I got to take this piss in front of this person.
Oh, yeah.
You and me, it's like you right there, and
Yeah.
I'm taking a shit right here.
It's intimate.
It happened like 5 times, and he was like, look, dude, you can't take a shit in here no more. He was like, you got to cut that out. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm having fun with it, though, bro.
Yeah.
I can hand you that sample if
Yeah.
you want to. You get the whole load.
Isaac, what's your craziest jail story?
I only have one.
Oh, yeah. well,
We
that's-
were.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of close calls. A lot of times I should have been in, but just got lucky. But the craziest one, it's not even that crazy, but it was just that, we were watching like Teen Wolf a lot. And so we were doing like the surfing on the
Yeah.
top of the car.
Yeah.
And my buddy was driving, and we had been skateboarding at this bank parking lot. And he goes to leave, and I hop up on his trunk. And as he's taking off, I climb up on the roof, and I'm like riding the top, of his car.
Oh, wow.
And he took a sharp turn, and I fell off, and a cop was coming down
Oh,
the street
wow.
at the same time. And they pulled him over, black dude, one of the only black dudes in my small town growing up. And they were giving him the business. They had him over the hood with the handcuffs and everything. So I ran up, and I was like, hey, he didn't know I was going to do that. I just jumped on the car. They took the handcuffs off him, put them on me, started roughing me up, and
Oh, wow.
took me into like holding at the police station, little small town police station. And, they tried to scare the shit out of me, and then they brought my
Are
dad
you
down.
a wolf?
Let me hear you howl, wolf. Howl, wolf.
But yeah, they brought my dad down. He had to take me home. It was walking distance. That's how small our town was. My dad walked down to the police station, got me out, took me back. When I get home, I've got my friend who was driving and 3 other friends sitting on the front porch, like just waiting to see what's going to happen. And my dad was like, y'all go home. He's in trouble. That was it. That was the only thing. The cops were assholes, though. Like, they were really, like, clearly it wasn't my friend's fault, and they were really roughing him up because he was black.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I was like, hey, he didn't know I was going to do it, they just took out all their anger on him, just right to me. Like, they just, same thing, threw me over the hood of the car, handcuffs, shaking me around. But it was like, it's just like kid shit,
Yeah.
I mean, we used to run from the cops all the time. We got
Hell
real
yeah.
good. We got real good when we were young. Just like always skating where we're not supposed to skate.
Yeah,
And we knew,
okay.
we used to skate at the courthouse while they were open.
Hell
Because
yeah.
they had a great 6 there with a good flat handrail. We'd skate there, and then the cops, they had a sheriff's station in the back of the courthouse. And then just as soon as we saw an officer come around, we knew where to go. We knew how to split up. Like, we just had like a system for avoiding the cops at all times.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just like, but goofy kid shit. I never really got anything crazy.
Oh, yeah. That's how we put in the FU and Funny. Welcome, everybody, to putting the FU and Funny today.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm excited for this one. I am one of your hosts, Pickle. And this is your
I'm
other
another
host,
one of your hosts, Brandon.
Brandon Ruffett.
Yeah.
And we got an exciting show for y'all today. I am happy to have these guests here. These two guys are staples in the New Orleans comedy scene.
yeah,
We got
icons.
Vincent Zambon.
Yo.
Yeah.
Wait.
And Mr. Isaac Kozell. Oh, yeah.
How y'all doing, fellas?
Doing good.
Fantastic. This
Yeah.
is nice.
Thank
This is
you.
like I feel like I'm like I work today, so it's like 5 o'clock. This is
Yeah.
like I came home and just sat down
Somewhere.
on the couch with a beer, just relaxing.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is real
Yeah.
good vibes.
Great lighting.
That's the vibe
Yeah.
we're going for.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely, man. We're
Oh.
glad to have y'all here. Thanks for taking the time to sit with us
Thanks
today.
for having us.
Hell yeah,
Definitely,
absolutely.
definitely.
Man, y'all are two of the, I guess, most notable folks in the scene right now, man. I mean, y'all know everybody. Everybody looks up to y'all. Y'all are doing rooms steadily. Y'all got some of the most well-produced shows in the city. So, it is an honor for us to have y'all here.
happy to
Yeah,
be
it
here.
is, man.
Thank you. I hate when you talk like that. I hate
Hey man, I give the respect where it's due.
I want him to keep going.
Yeah. Like, after the show.
Y'all got anything y'all want to plug up top right now?
Oh, man. Go.
And it's not till next week.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to see Caitlin Palufo. And
She was great.
follow It's Good Comedy on Instagram, and follow me on Instagram, Vincent Zambon Comedy, and all that good shit. Check out It's Good Comedy. We got Sean Patton, December 23rd at
Awesome.
Dragon's
Yeah.
Den.
Awesome.
Check that out.
Every Sunday night at the Hi-Ho Lounge, Proving Ground, stand-up comedy, open mic with 2 feature spots. It's a fun show. We run it tight. Every month at the Howlin' Wolf, Wait What, comedy drinking game with Jeffrey Gaucher. Super
Fucking
good time.
amazing show, bro.
Can't wait to be on it.
Every third Wednesday of the month, Hi-Ho Lounge, Stone versus Drunk versus Sober, another fun party show. And every third Friday of the month, Comedy on the Bayou in Homa, Bayou Terrebonne Distillers. Another a ridiculously good show that I can't believe I stumbled
Man,
into.
everybody that goes down there says that room is just amazing.
It's bonkers.
They're
I hate that
super welcoming.
That room is amazing. I got to do it before when Hillary, that's her name, Hillary or Heather Wells.
Hillary, I think.
Hillary, when she was running it, dude, I did it one time, and that room is good.
Do you guys see it now?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. We get usually 100, 120 people
Nice.
packed in. We have a live band now. It's
Nice.
highly produced. Like this production company out there, Spilt Liquor Productions, those guys are incredible. These people too, they come out, they love comedy. You can say the wildest shit there. It is so much fun.
Hell yeah.
And it pays. And they have
Yeah.
some of the best liquor in the state. So
Heck yeah.
I
It's
need to
not-
get off my fucking Friday show.
I know that's the thing. Like I always am asking people to do the show, trying to figure it out, and you've given me so many opportunities. I'm like, I got to get Vincent out there, but you have your best show every Friday night.
Yeah.
Right, and
So-
that is probably the most consistently attended show
It's a great show.
that I know of in the city.
Yeah.
They're trying,
And Dragon's Den's a great room, dude.
It was nice. As soon as I walked in there the first time, I'm like, this is not being used yet. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. Well, for the longest time, the room wouldn't have been suitable for it because they had like partition walls
That's
almost
what I
all
heard.
the way around.
I haven't seen it when it was
Yeah.
set up like that, but
Yeah,
I
it
heard,
was weird.
You saw it like that?
Oh yeah. I mean, I used to go to a friend of mine used to own it. We used to do music events there right after Katrina.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've done some wild shit in that place.
It's still a wild place, though. It's funny.
I mean-
I think that your show on Friday,
Fucking bananas shit.
your show on Friday is like the most wholesome thing that happens there, and that show can get wild. But man, oh man, that place is insane. It's
Yeah.
like growing up religious. Like that's the kind of place that like I would see in my religious pamphlets about like what happens when you leave the church,
Yeah.
and it's just like
Nothing
all-
good out there after midnight.
I mean, yeah, seriously. It's like, it's so, everybody's
Yeah.
cool, but there's some wild shit happening.
Not everybody is cool because there was that guy that had that girl in his freezer. He used to hang out there a lot.
Oh, man.
Oh, that
Yeah.
gutter punk guy that had the school bus?
Yeah.
There was a drug dealer that used to come to Dragon's Den, and he talked to me as if he knew me. So I always thought I did know him. I never bought anything from him, but he was just like, "What's up, man?" He was like, "I got some shit," and I'm like, "No." And he's like, "How you been?" I'm like, "I'm good." I'm like, I guess I know this guy. Did he do stand up ever? I'm like,
And then they've got the white geisha, that lady that comes and she's always wearing like
Oh,
a
yeah.
kimono with chopsticks in her hair, but it's like this white as fuck lady. Like she's just like a white girl.
she's the best.
And she will come in during the comedy show and set up down at the bottom of the steps in that corridor. And she'll bring like a giant bag of weed, a bunch of blunt wraps, and a scale. And she'll, during the comedy show, roll blunts, like pre-roll of blunts
yeah.
and stack them up like a pyramid. And then as soon as the comedy show ends, dance night starts to filter in. And she's ready. She just like setting up shop.
What's up?
Yeah.
Just slinging it. I'm
And open. I mean, like,
Yeah.
if there was
She's not
any,
hiding it at all.
there is no way, like, if somebody came in and was like, is this intent to distribute? I mean, she has a scale, a cash box, a stack of blunts this big, more, like,
You're not hiding
all
it.
the accoutrement for an intent to distribute charge for sure.
I've never seen her, bro. I've
Yeah.
I've smoked a lot of weed in that little hallway now.
Yeah.
That little back area. That is a good spot. Like, it's a great hang over there, bro.
It is a fun hang.
She sells lighters now too.
That's
She got it all, baby.
She's a
Entrepreneur.
genius.
yeah. Next week she's gonna have breath mints. She's gonna, I mean, this lady on top of it.
Visine and all.
Yeah, right.
That reminds me. I remember I was on Bourbon Street once, and they had this guy that was on ecstasy, and I didn't know him. He kept following me around. He wanted me to take his tube of Vicks and
Blow it in his eyes.
blow it in his eyes. He's like, "Please
Yeah.
blow this in my eyes." I'm like, "I'm not putting. I don't know you."
Yeah.
You're the chosen
Follow
one.
me around for like 10 minutes.
I'm not familiar with this. What is the sensation?
So when you're rolling, it actually feels good. But I'll tell you, like the how I quit doing that was I had somebody blow that shit in my eyes when I wasn't rolling, and was like,
It'll blind you. dude.
"Holy motherfucker!" Yeah, like that was the worst decision.
Is it the one you put in your nose?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
yes.
the tube.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
fucking people would heat them up and shit, and blow through them like they were giving you a fucking mentholated shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing you a bad favor.
Your
a bad
eyes-
favor.
You know what's
Your eyes
weird is
water.
anytime that I've been on Molly or anything, I don't want anybody to touch me. Like
Really?
everybody's like, "Oh, you want to like hug everybody
That's
and
not
whatever."
weird.
I
Yeah.
do
I'm
not.
the same way.
I do not want anybody to touch me. I feel great, but I
Yeah.
just kind of want to just be like, I'll just be kind of like touch myself.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm good over here. I don't need you coming because like I don't, especially like strangers. Like if you're at a bar or something, and then people are rolling. Like we'd have nights where one of our friends would bring like a bunch of Molly, and everybody would do it. And there'd be some randos that would do it. And then I think there's this idea. It's like, hey, we're all on this. And then people start taking their shirts off and they start wanting to dance on you and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
I just want to enjoy this alone. Like, I don't
Right.
want you over here at all.
Right. You don't know me like that, buddy.
Exactly.
Back.
Exactly.
Yeah, I used to do the same type of. I when I did it, it was like I didn't like people. There were certain ones I couldn't take because I didn't like people even just standing by me. You know what I mean? I'd be like, y'all need to get away from me because it's putting me in a bad mood.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That was the thing I didn't get about gangsters eating ecstasy. It's like, what? You ate ecstasy and did a drive-by? What the fuck is that about?
Yeah.
You know?
I've never heard about that. Gangsters
What?
do drive-bys on ecstasy?
I mean, gangsters, like, thugs be eating ecstasy all the time.
Nah.
Doing all kinds of shit.
I don't get it. Drugs have never made me want to do crime other than doing more drugs. That's
Right.
the only
Yeah.
crime I want to do when I'm
Yeah.
like doing drugs is just
Right.
more drugs.
Right.
Maybe something goofy. Maybe I'll get the BB gun out and, try to shoot out a street light or something.
There it goes
Something
again.
goofy.
On that damn ecstasy with the weaponry.
Oh man, when it kicks back, the shoulder feels so good.
It feels so good. It feels so good. Just a little Vicks under the nose and my
Yeah.
BB gun. Yeah. Oh man, this is a crazy experiment that some scientists did with octopus because they have the same type of serotonin system that humans do.
Oh man.
So it's octopus normally, solitary creatures fight or kill another octopus if they come up on it, but give it ecstasy, it will seek out other octopus apparently just for their company.
Nice.
And will even get like huggy.
Yeah.
which is really awkward for the other octopus.
Yeah.
I mean,
And for the guy that has
like,
to untangle him
dude,
at the end of the
we don't
experiment.
like each other. You know, we were beefing yesterday. You know, like, what the fuck are you hugging me for? You know, hey, man, I'm really sorry
It's
about
over
fucking
with.
you all up yesterday.
Yeah, I shouldn't have shot that ink at you, dude. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my bad, my
Yeah.
bad, man. I'm
Ink on me, baby.
I'm so regretful today.
Please be my friend again.
Yeah. It's just crazy shit, though, man. Give some ecstasy to some octopus. I don't know.
Man, I'd love to. Yeah, give some.
It's
hang
too
out with
dangerous nowadays.
I want to
do
give it to a
fucking-
crab.
Oh, that's good. To experiment with animals, I guess. A crab or sea urchins or
Yeah.
some kind of sea creature. That would be a good. But it's too dangerous nowadays to be taking them drugs.
Yeah.
It
Which
really
ones?
is. All of them. All of them, bro. You don't know what's got fentanyl in it and what doesn't.
Yeah.
So
It's a major bummer to think that anything you do, you have to have like a whole chemistry set ready to test the drugs. That kind
Yeah.
of kills it. That's like condoms. It's like you're in the mood and it's like, hey, do you want to fuck? And it's like, I got to go get a condom. It's like, I don't really feel like doing
then
this
you
anymore.
got to test it.
Same thing
and
with
fuck it.
drugs. Yeah, you got to hold on to the light, make sure there's no pinholes, whatever. It's the same thing with drugs. It's like, I don't want to do drugs that bad to where I have to like test everything.
a fucking kids.
It makes it so nerdy. It's like
It does.
what you want to do is be hanging out with friends that you trust, and somebody goes, "This stuff is good," and you go, "Cool, boom, good, we're good."
Yeah.
But it's like, no, we have to test, and it's scary. I don't really fuck with anything anymore. Mushrooms and weed.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, weed's basically it. I fuck with mushrooms every once in a while. They're good.
I like mushrooms
They're
a lot.
Good little source of fun and entertainment. I can't go out into the world on it though. I gotta chill. You know,
Sure.
mushrooms, anything with psilocybin in it. I gotta be in my space.
Yeah. It's a good camping drug. Like if you're really gonna trip, but I like to microdose and then interact because it just kind of heightens things. You know, it's not like get to that level before you see tracers and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just that little bit of like the climb up for mushrooms has some energy to it for me.
Yeah.
And I don't like any like uppers. That's the thing with like Molly, ecstasy. I was always like that glitchy period, when you're kind of like tweaking up before it
yeah, the
mellows out.
speedy shit,
Hate
yeah.
it so much. Like I don't like that part. So like
Yeah.
the mushrooms are nice because it's just a mild energy. It's like I had a little half cup of coffee and I'm getting a little psyched out, but not too bad. I can handle that with people, but I can't trip with people. I have to be like
Fuck no.
alone.
I don't think
It's the
I've
same
ever-
thing.
No, I've never done that.
You never like trip.
No.
What about we got pretty fucked up with that chocolate bar around the campfire
Yeah.
that one night.
Yeah, I must say that was almost kind of like just like a booster. It just felt like a little boost.
Yeah. The fire looked
but
awesome.
it was fun.
Conversation got real funny.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was funny seeing 10 people just kind of switch.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we all got very goofy.
It was like a dimmer on it. It's like we were all, nobody like flipped immediately. It just, everything's changed over like 10, 15 minutes when it started hitting for
like
everybody.
everybody's giggling.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Have you ever done comedy on mushrooms?
Yeah.
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 How was that for you?
Not great. I mean, I had fun. The set wasn't that great. They, like people were laughing because I was on mushrooms. So at that point, like when they know, like it was a stoned versus drunk versus sober Mardi Gras edition. So you could either do
Wait, did you have Pop Jermaine on your team?
no, not that time. I was running that show when
You know what
did
I'm
it.
talking about?
Yeah,
Because he
yeah,
came
yeah.
to another show I was at after that show.
Yeah.
And he was fucked up still.
Yeah. The choice was you could do mushrooms or acid. And so I was like,
That's a
acid's
hell
going
of
to
a
be.
choice.
Well, the other thing, too, is like acid, like I don't want to commit to that time.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I got to be
Yeah.
up till 4 a.m. figuring out my life. So,
At least.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through that 2 hours where I'm like, this is me now forever. Fucking yeah, it's way too much.
But yeah, they're forgiving if they know you're on mushrooms, and then you can just be very tangential and in the moment. Like I
Yeah.
completely abandoned the act and just like riffed for 10 minutes, and it was fine. I wouldn't, not a good set though. I don't know if
Yeah,
there was.
like,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
turning into
I don't know
material.
if there was a joke in there. I think it was just thoughts that were kind of cute. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of what
Yeah.
came off.
I did it not long ago. Brandon had a friend who they rented a Airbnb castle. After
No, it wasn't an Airbnb.
Yeah, that's what they told me. It was a
It
castle.
had been an Airbnb, but the guy had to switch it to a non-profit. And so they made a donation to that nonprofit.
Oh, that's how they got
And
it?
in return for that, they were the last people to.
In Covington, y'all.
Yeah.
In fucking Covington.
A
I go to
fucking
this
castle,
place,
bro, like-
and I go there just to do comedy. I didn't know
Yeah.
it was a wedding. Brandon didn't tell me it was a wedding. He didn't.
did.
He didn't tell nothing. He was just like, "It's comedy in the castle, dog." I was like, "Let's do it."
A thruple that I know.
I go there. It was a throuple, and this.
Wait, was it 3 people getting married to each
Yeah.
other?
Yes.
2 of them have been together in an open relationship
Whoa.
forever.
He didn't tell me any of this information. So a guy there, I walked in and I was like, "Yo, this feels like a psilocybin night." Lo and behold, dude was like, "Mushroom, here you go." I was like, "Ooh, I got to drive back across this fucking bridge."
Yeah, right.
So I ate half the mushroom instead of the whole one. And dude, that bitch was strong. And it kicked in. Brandon did his set. I got up there and did my thing, bro. And I was like, killing it with them. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how it was with you. I'm just like talking to the room. You know what I mean? I guess just, and I was doing good on it, you know, and it just fizzled out after a second. I was like, all right, I usually have much more to say. I did it probably about a good 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. 'Cause
15 to
that
20
feels
minutes.
like 45 on mushrooms.
Yeah. Once I started going, like once
Sure.
I started talking to him and digging into the situation, and I found out it was a throuple. I was like, holy
You
shit.
should have
Man.
seen this motherfucker's face.
Yeah.
It was too much for my brain to process at the time. I was like, a throuple marriage that, you know?
he said, "Is this the beautiful bride?"
Yeah. Can I go?
And my boy Renee went, "Well, that's one of them."
Yeah.
That's one of them, bro. Oh,
Can I
really?
go to the car and write some jokes about this?
Yeah.
I
No,
need
wait.
a moment.
So this was like more of a ceremonial
Yeah.
marriage than a legal
Absolutely.
marriage. Like,
Yes.
there's no way
Yes.
you can't.
There
Okay.
was nothing
Absolutely.
legal about
Absolutely.
it. But it was interesting as fuck. I had a good time with it. But I did all right on mushrooms. You
There
know,
you go.
never thought
That's
I
good.
would have, but I did okay. You know.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, if you just, I always think about it like if you're at a party and you're just like talking like across the table to a bunch of people and you're having fun, just talk like that. Like I couldn't remember any bits. Like that was my problem. I'm like, I don't know how my jokes go. And then also the creative boost that you get on mushrooms. I was like, oh, maybe if I did the joke this way, a joke I've been doing for 5 years. I'm like,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
if I did it this way, I'm like, no, I can't do that. So I just started talking.
Yeah.
And then that worked. But then you do well doing something like that. And you're like, maybe I should just do this as comedy all the time. Like that was funny to people. Should I just do mushrooms every time and just
Yeah.
riff? You know,
every
like
time.
that was better than some of my sets.
Well, I did the Stone Drunk Sober probably like 6 years ago when I was at T&M, and I fucking, you know, you do it, you do it. You know,
commit.
like so I was the Stone, and like I'm like, let's do another one, And I'm like, I'm not gonna. I'll see some people go like, oh, I'm good. I'm like, no, go for it. And I kind of like you, I didn't believe. All of a sudden, I started saying Coinstar, and I'm like, this is stupid. I'm a fake person. This is crap. I threw my jokes away, and I just spoke to them,
Yeah.
and I had a blast.
And it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly what you got to do, bro. It's hard to remember those jokes. On
I'm
this.
saying, I was.
Oh,
I didn't believe
structure
into
of
them.
them?
I could remember them. I didn't believe in one joke. I thought I was a fraud.
An identity crisis.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a complete fraud up there.
I
just
was
like,
totally
"This joke's
myself. I
stupid."
felt. I was stoned as shit though. I got high as a motherfucker before Stone Drunk Sober.
Yeah.
Like, commit to the bit for sure. I was done.
Dude, that's a great show. It
Yeah.
really is. I love doing it. I got to do it with Mary Devin Dupuis, and that was a fun time.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I got to do Stone, and Stone, Jason Leonard's,
Yeah.
and fucking Lafayette. That was amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Those Lafayette crowds are badass.
They're great.
They are badass, bro. They come out to laugh.
It is amazing how many people pack out those shows. Also, I don't know if you saw, shout out Lafayette Comedy. Go to at
Yeah.
Lafayette Comedy on Instagram and look at Jason's lineup for like the next 4
It's
months.
stupid.
It is
fucking
like
ridiculous.
It's like if you had a club, you would be lucky to get all these comics in your club in the
Seriously.
first quarter of the next year. It is wild how many like amazing comics are coming through.
Yeah,
I'm
he
opening
really-
it up for Robert Kelly.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah!
You
Congratulations.
opening for Robert? That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
It'll
you
be
opened
fun.
for him before, and he liked you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Good time.
Hell yeah. That's great. Yeah, congratulations on that. That's
Thank
cool
you.
as shit.
Yeah. Well, I'll give him some money.
You opened up for Fitzsimmons, huh?
Yeah.
Greg Fitzsimmons.
Greg Fitzsimmons.
Yeah.
Dude, that was an amazing time. That crowd, that's one of those nights where I went up. I had a set planned. I knew I had 20 minutes, and I'm like, I want to kill for this guy. I love this guy.
Yeah.
And I got into the set, and then you get a little bit of feedback from the crowd, and no, not heckling, but just they'll say something,
Yeah.
and then I abandoned the whole set. Like I was like, let's just see what happens, and I just kept going. I'd weave my way back into a joke, going, and that was one of those nights where I've always been hesitant to record an album or record a special. I've been doing this for 10 years, and I'm always like,
Yeah.
I just don't know what I would want it to be. I look at all my jokes. I'm like, yeah, I could do those jokes for 45 minutes to an hour. I don't know if I would like that as a product.
Yeah.
This night, I was like, damn, if I would have recorded, if I could have done like another 25, 30 minutes, that could have been the special. I've never had a set go so well. And it was
Really?
loose and fun, and I'd get back into a joke. And that's the way I was like, I didn't have to do any like filler jokes at all.
Yeah.
I would just get back to a good one. Then I'd have fun with the crowd for a couple minutes. And the stuff that was happening in the crowd was so beautiful. It just felt like I've never had a crowd make you feel like it's just like they're hanging on every word.
Yeah.
They can't wait for you to go into the next person and whatever. I wasn't like roasting or anything. It wasn't even crowd work as much as just like a group project. Somehow it was working in a way. I came off the stage like floating, dude. I was like high. I wasn't high.
best.
I was sober, but I just felt high from
that's
like that
magic.
experience.
That's magic.
But I mean, it's hard to recreate that.
Yeah.
I've got the 20 minutes. I've got the 20 minutes recorded, and that's good. I'm gonna chop it up, but like, damn, that night was fun. Fitzsimmons was fucking, and then he goes out. I think I did great, right? I think
Yeah.
I was like, that's one of the best sets I've ever had. Fitzsimmons goes out within 5 minutes. I'm like, man, I ain't shit, because like I saw what they had in them that they didn't give to me. They were holding it
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
God, he ripped that place apart.
Fitzsimmons, the night before, he was at Howlin' Wolf, and I was talking to him about like a lot of stuff.
He mentioned you.
Yeah, he's a good guy,
Yeah.
man. Very good guy. He gave me some very good advice
Yeah, he was super cool.
about like being on the road and being away from your family and stuff. He's a very good guy. And he was talking to me. He was like, I got Isaac opening for me. A guy named Isaac Kozell. I was like, oh, Isaac's gonna do great, dude. You're gonna have a great show.
You had a good time.
Wonderful.
He was also cool to drive with. You know, like I picked him up in New Orleans. You got that 2-hour plus drive to Lafayette.
Okay.
And that can be tough. You know, you meet somebody in person for the first time, and you got to spend this time in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
it was a breeze. The guy was the coolest guy, you know. No, he was no Todd Berry, and I love Todd Berry, but Todd Berry is hard to drive with.
I could see
Todd
that.
Berry will not let you listen to anything other than depressing news. Like I had like an oldies playlist. You know, I was like, hey, let's just listen to some oldies, kind of quiet.
Yeah.
And he was like, this music's stressing me out. I'm like, the Temptations stress you out, bro. And he was like, can we put on some news? And I'm like, yeah. I just gave him my phone, and he's like, no, don't use your phone at all. Like he didn't want me to touch my phone, even to hand it to him. He was like, we need to go to, he said, he's like, I need to go to a CVS or a Walgreens. And I was like, yeah, let me see. And I'm driving, but, you know, we're like
boy.
cruise
Yeah.
control, no cars, any direction. Like we're cruising. And I just went
Oh, bro.
nearest CVS. And he took my phone. He's like, you can't do that. So I was like, I had to pull over the shoulder and get the direction.
Took your phone from you?
Yeah, he was just like, no, you can't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. He was just like tapping it, you know, just like this. He's like, don't. And I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. So I pull over.
Bad Isaac.
Which honestly, that's going to make me a worse driver.
Right.
Like I'm used to this. Like I'm also not looking at my phone. I'm
Yeah.
just holding it here so it can hear me to get the CVS directions.
Yeah.
And then he went in and bought like those like cataract, like post-cataract sunglasses, like those big Terminator glasses, because the sun was bothering him, and it's like, I don't know what the glasses he had. Oh no, he bought the flip ones, those cool flip ones.
Yeah.
That like flip down.
Yeah.
He got those to clip onto his glasses. Like, yeah. Yeah. But it was like those, but with the clips on the top that like go over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, a lot of interesting needs. He's a super, super nice guy. He's very, like, he gives you good feedback. He's very kind, but just so overwhelmingly neurotic that it's hard to be in a car for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I have stories, but I'm not doing that.
You can do it. Who's your favorite person you've gotten open for, Vince?
I'd say Robert.
Robert?
Robert's the best.
Okay.
He's a really sweet man. He brought up cigars, gave everybody a cigar, and
That's awesome, dude.
He's chill. He'll talk to you like a human, and you know, I mean, I've done a few people. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It was just something about Robert. He was a really great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like those cigar guys. I kind of want to I want to venture into that cigar world.
I'll get you
Yeah.
into it. That we should do that. Let's do a cigar night.
I would do a cigar night.
Yeah.
I would. I watched like Robert Kelly and like all those guys. Then they sit there and they talk about cigars a lot, and I'm like, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
And one thing Robert was saying was, you got to buy a cigar. I think a decent one at the cheapest price is around $16 or something like that. Just a decent one.
Yeah,
just
you don't
to
need to be
smoke.
smoking a black and mild. I mean,
Yeah, no. But I was like, man, that's. It seems like a next level mature kind of thing for.
Yeah.
I guess
There
friends
are-
to
you've already
do.
got the cognac thing on your side.
Yeah, I guess. No, I don't drink anymore.
Well.
I rarely drink. New Year's I'll have a drink, and that's about it.
There you go.
I think, but I like the cigar aspect of stuff. I would
Also,
definitely.
you can get
do
good
that.
cigar. Like you can get a quality cigar for 10, like
Yeah.
a pretty good one for $10.
Okay.
Especially if you're just starting out, like you'll learn what's good, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't start out like way up here.
Yeah.
Because it's probably you're gonna be like, oh, this is nasty. Because it's one of those
Yeah.
things where you kind of get like you acclimated to
You
the
build
flavors
that
and the
taste.
notes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
do,
like
yeah.
wine, or even when you first started drinking, like if somebody when you were like 13, somebody like handed you like a double IPA, you'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Dude,
You
that's
need a
good,
Bush
yeah.
Light to like ease into drinking, and then
Yeah.
your palate expands. I think it's the same way with cigars. Like you'll get used to
Probably
a
so.
taste. Yeah.
What makes a Cuban so damn special?
They're not that special. I don't think
I'm like,
they are.
everyone talks about Cubans.
not
I'm
that
like,
special.
we
I've
got this
had one.
huge planet, and then fucking Cuba is the place where to get a cigar.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like you can get amazing cigars from everywhere. Nicaragua, like they make great ones there. It doesn't really matter. Like Cuban cigars were a premium because you couldn't get them. Because we couldn't import them, it was like this rare thing because it was illegal to have
And it
cigars
was
from Cuba.
Untampered tobacco as well, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there didn't no pesticides and all that shit. That was
Right.
more
Don't they put a
natural.
little weed in Cubans too?
No.
No, that's what I heard. I thought I heard that.
I'm sure
somewhere.
Cubans smoke some weed.
Yeah, they probably do.
Yeah, I think there's a slice of ham and some pickles on it. Or
So just a dash of mustard,
yeah.
Great
and
proponent, sir.
then they put it in a press.
It's a good sandwich.
I just had one yesterday.
Yeah?
I texted you about it. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
the
that's right. I was like, why do I have Cuban in my
Yeah.
head after you said that?
Panini's baby.
Yeah. Mm.
So I don't understand the whole acquired taste thing. That's why I never got into beer. You know, I
Yeah.
just I couldn't drink it. I couldn't stand the taste of it enough to drink through
Yeah.
it to get there.
Yeah, I don't know. I like beer. I think I've always liked beer.
Yeah.
Just from the jump. Like my first beer though was a Bush. It was a Bush beer. And now in the summer, I like nicer beers now. But in the summer, mowing the grass, get a 6-pack of Bush Light.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Oh, you-
When it's like 102
mowing
degrees
the
out-
grass and drinking beer.
Dude, it's
You a
the
wild
best.
boy.
Well, no, I mean Bush Light is like almost near beer. There's
He's a
almost no
man.
alcohol in it.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I
You a
just-
wild man.
I got a
Man,
little
man.
cup holder on my mower, and I just put clip it into the cup holder, and I'll mow and just drink a Bush Light, and like, man, it's
Yeah.
the best.
You got a cup holder on your push?
Yeah.
Nice. That's fucking awesome, dude. You got this thing
It's made
figured out.
it's made for a bicycle, but it's
Doesn't
got the
seem
same.
practical, but would it work? It seems like your beer would be bouncing around.
Oh no, man, it's amazing. Like
Okay.
I got a self-propelled mower, and it's smooth. It's
Okay.
easy. It's easy.
I liked beer when I was younger, but I had a bad time. I used to go on floats when I was a kid, like 15, 14 and stuff like that. I would do the Metairie parades.
Oh,
Man,
I was
and
gonna
I
ask what
was
kind of floats. Like,
I would like trade beads for beers.
Yeah.
And like get chicks to flash me for beers. I
Yeah.
mean for beads and stuff. And I was wild. You know what I mean? 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
I was doing wild shit. And I drank so much one night. After the parade, I woke up just like praying to the porcelain god. You know what I mean? Just throwing up, bro, all
Yeah.
night. I had the worst hangover I've ever had in my life. And ever since that night, 15 years old, bro, I'm like weary of beer.
What's your drink now? I know you don't drink much, but like you said on New Year's, you're gonna have a drink. What would it be?
It might be, well, I'll have a champagne.
That's nice, classy.
But maybe like, maybe like something brown. You know, I like brown liquor.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Jameson or a Johnny Walker Black.
Nice. Nice.
I always loved Johnny Walker Black. That was I never got to try blue yet. That's what I really would. I have gotten to try some really old like Scotch, and it was like so smooth and delicious, dude. I like brown liquors, bro.
Yeah.
The aged liquors are amazing. They are smooth, amazing, and they. I mean, it's a different warmth.
I think that's what you do we'll do a cigar night, and then you just pour yourself one serving.
Yeah.
Like, get a little snifter, pour one serving of your favorite brown liquor, neat.
Yeah.
And then you just let that hit your lips. You don't even drink it as much. It's just like touch it, and then cigar. Cigar will take you almost an hour to smoke.
Yeah.
So you do one drink and one cigar. It takes a whole hour, and you're fine. Like, you're not going to get fucked up, whatever, but it's a really nice experience. What you said, no beer for you. What's your drink?
I really don't drink. Not much. Every now and then I'll have one or two drinks.
White Claws? What are you doing?
Yeah,
White Claws?
yeah. I'm a huge provider. Back in the day, it was Zima.
Oh, dude,
so
Zima.
White Claw seems like the natural progression.
Yes.
No, I mean, if I do drink, it's usually just like a vodka soda or whiskey soda.
Yeah.
I don't like the taste of alcohol. So for me, alcohol was definitely all about the function. And because I didn't like the flavor, I always did shots. Now I do like cognac. I would drink cognac on the rocks. But that is a real bad look for me at the end of the night.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly I don't drink because I like people. And and one of my favorite drinking activities is driving. So
It is fun.
It's the only time it really makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, like
I've done donuts on a golf course.
hell yeah,
Drunk?
Dude.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you stealing my story?
Well, I
feel like-
have. I'm not your story. I got
No,
off.
no. That's crazy. No,
But I didn't
also
get stuck.
I also got off. That's another one where I got lucky. But
Yeah.
I did not know you also had the same thing.
Well, my friend lived in Chateau, and I was bringing him home, and he's like, pull into the golf course and do donuts. I'm like, you got it. And pulled right in there. And pulled out.
Right on the putting
man.
green.
It was
and
a great
shit,
time.
Huh? Nice.
Good time. I would say, like, maybe I wasn't I was destroying the outside of where you would actually golf, but not far away.
No,
Yeah.
we fucked up. We didn't mean to, but we fucked up a couple of nice fairways. Like, we really, it was bad.
rutted 'em
We just,
up,
we got like a wild hair up our ass one night. We were sitting around the house drinking, and we were bored. And it was like, this is in like West Virginia. We're in the hills. It's wintertime. It was one of those nights where it was like 40 degrees at 11 o'clock, but then the temperature was dropping overnight, and then it started to warm up in the morning. So we went out for a drunken joyride. We hit a mailbox on the way, and I was like, this should be the cue to go back home. But like, no, we're going to go out and we're going to drive this golf course.
Yeah.
Because the golf course went through the hills and the valleys. I had a little Ford Ranger, and I was like, we're just going to take this truck and just rip through.
Danger Ranger.
Yeah, it was just a fun little truck to
like
rip
it.
around in. And so we get out there, we're driving the golf course all night, no issues. We go like all 18 holes. We go to come back, and the first hole is at the bottom, like you shoot from the top of the hill over the valley. So we're at the bottom of the valley, and the sun started to come up. And when the sun came up, the ground was like frosted over hard, but then it started to soften up real fast, and we could not get up that hill. And the green was like down here. Wait, what? I might be mistaken about my golf terms, not a golfer. Where the putting green and then the fairway is like the long stretch. Is that correct?
That's the fairway.
Okay, so we got stuck on the green, and we are just spinning out,
Tearing that
Fucked up
shit
somebody's day.
and the
Yeah.
light and the sun is coming up on us, and we are already hungover. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
the hangover had hit. There's no more fun to be had.
Yeah.
Like, we get this fucking truck out of here, tearing up the green, and then my buddy, I'm like, get back there. I had some sandbags in the truck because like we used to have to weight our trucks down, like to
Yeah.
have extra weight to get out of
To
snow.
get traction and shit. Yeah.
And I had the studded snow tires with like the little. You guys know these?
Yeah.
You
I've-
get those
I've seen what you're talking
studded
about,
snow
yeah.
tires where it's tires with like little. Basically, it's like a Hot Topic belt on a tire. It's like
Yeah.
little like posts, like little metal posts. So we're ripping that thing up. We can't get out. I said, dude, I had some wood in the back. I'm going to throw some wood down. I'm going to bust open the sandbags. I'm going to put sand down. Let's get a traction going. And then you push. He starts to push, and then he goes, oh, fuck, stop. And he had started to shit his pants. So
Oh my God.
he ran over behind a tree. There was like a bench and a tree. He takes a shit. He's like, do you have any toilet paper? I'm like, I don't have toilet paper in my truck. So he uses his shirt to wipe the toilet paper, as toilet paper. We finally get out of there. He's pushing. We're getting some traction. He jumps into the bed. He's bouncing. We make it up. We look back, and we had just destroyed this whole thing.
Yeah.
We go home.
Yeah.
It's now 7 in
Sounds
the morning.
glorious.
It's 7 in the morning, and I was supposed to run the soundboard at my church.
Oh my God.
And I'm like reeking of booze and feeling like shit. And I should have just called somebody and been like, but I'm like, no, this is how I pay for my sins. I go to church today. I go to church,
Okay.
kind of still drunk, terrible. So I show up at church. I run the sound. I remember my cousin came up. He's like, it stinks back here. He's like, you smell like booze. I'm just like drinking Listerine. I'm like trying to like get the smell out. He's like, dude, you smell like booze. I'm like, fuck. So I duck out after church. As I'm pulling out of my parking space in church, I leave a ton of that beautiful green in the church parking lot, like mud and grass in the church parking lot. And so now we have 2 scandals on our hands. The gossip starts going around the church about somebody, because we had this beautiful parking lot at church and they kept it real nice. So they're trying to figure out who left all the mud and grass.
Who muddied up our parking
Who muddied up the parking lot? They blamed it on this old lady named Letha because
Oh,
she
my
lived
God.
out in the country and she drove like a beater car and she had to go out a muddy lane. They're like, it was Letha. She should run her car through the drive-through every time. She should go through the car wash before she comes to church because every time she comes, she's dropping mud off of her car, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, God. I didn't want to say it was me, right? So I let Letha take the bullet on that.
Oh,
a couple
shit.
days later.
Screw it. Poor
there-
Letha.
I know, poor Letha. Rest in peace. She died. But, okay, then 2 days later, there's a news report about vandalism to the golf course. And they have guys out there doing concrete, like plaster casts in the tire tracks,
Forensics.
trying to find matching. They're like, we're going to match the tires of whoever destroyed this. They were like, there's this much damage on the course. And so I immediately took the tires off. I went and got all new tires for my truck. I burned the old tires, which I know you're not supposed to do. This is bad. This is like one of the,
Wait, you burned your
I
tires?
burned my old
You
tires.
could have just hid them.
I didn't
Up in
want
the
not
mountains
murder.
with a goddamn black smoke mountain fire.
This is the shitty. I am such an asshole for doing all this. Like I let the old lady take the hit.
Yeah.
I showed up to church drunk. Like I did all these things I shouldn't have done, and I destroyed a nice golf course.
No
I felt
telling
so
what you're
bad.
leaving out of the story.
What's that?
Well, I'm just saying.
When my friend called and asked if I wanted to go golfing that week, and I was like, "Hey man, I think the golf course is closed."
Oh,
and he
man.
was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Yeah, like check out the." I also don't want to say the name. I was going to say the name of the place. I don't want to do it. But I was like, check out the blah 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 website because I think it's closed. And like they had put on their website temporarily closed from vandalism and all that.
Whoa.
What was there something I missed?
No, I was just gonna say, because you're doing all kinds of bad things, you probably left something out that you're not telling us.
Oh God, I don't know what else.
How did Letha? How did
I don't know
Letha
what
die?
else.
Just
I could
fucking
I
around.
mean, it was just so like, dude.
It sounds
I
like you never got caught, though.
never got caught
Yeah.
because I burned the tires. I let an old lady take the hit at the church. But that's shitty behavior.
Jesus
Until now,
caught you,
guess
though.
what? This is a setup.
God caught you.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, there's no God. I didn't have to go to church that day. I didn't even have to go. Why was I doing all this? I didn't have to implicate anybody into this. I could have just went home and slept it off the rest of the day.
Yeah.
yeah.
What kind of church was it?
A Jehovah's Witness church
The Jehovah's Witness. Okay, that is a. How long were you a Jehovah's Witness?
my whole life.
Wow.
Yeah, born in. I was like a pastor in it. We talked about it on your podcast.
Absolutely.
Like, I was
Did you?
like-
You were a pastor in it?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever have to go like door to door?
That was the first thing I did as a kid. Like 2 years, as soon as I could walk, I was handing out pamphlets. My parents would knock on the door and they go, "Our son has something that he wants to give you." I'd hand him one of the little tracks, you
That's
know.
a fucked up way.
Holy
It's
shit.
weaponizing kids for God.
Yeah.
Dude, do you ever talk about that on stage?
I've tried, but it always came out angry, so I
Yeah.
stopped doing it. But now I have like a funnier, like I look at it now. I don't have a lot of anger towards it now, so I can
Yeah.
talk about it openly. But I don't know how to make it accessible to regular audiences because it's a weird group. Like it's a very niche thing.
Yeah.
So if I just talk about church in general, the funniest stuff is very specific to
But
my church.
everybody knows the door to door thing.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
one
I have
thing that-
apologized for that, like
Yeah.
on stage. Like when I used to start out that bit by just being like, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, and I'm sorry for ruining your Saturday morning. Because
Yeah.
like that was always, like we would always have people just wake up. We'd be at their door 8:30 Saturday morning, knocking on the door.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had them in my neighborhood. In Marrero, you guys.
It's funny.
They
now,
got
'cause-
them. They got them everywhere.
Well,
They're
they got
Do they?
Prince. They
Everywhere,
worked on
yeah.
Prince.
Yeah, you know how Prince became a Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, they didn't knock on him.
No, it was Larry Graham, who was the bass player for Sly and the Family Stone.
Okay.
Larry Graham became a Jehovah's Witness, and he was kind of like getting out of all the drugs and everything, moved out of that, found Jehovah, and then during recording sessions, he would be working with Prince. He started witnessing to Prince. Prince got into it. And then Prince became baptized, but they had to tell Prince, you got to stop going door to door because he was freaking people out. Like back in Minnesota, he would go out because all witnesses have to. You have to
Assless
go
chaps
out.
and
No,
middle of the winter knocking on doors.
If you look at his evolution, he starts changing. He started taking songs out of his like live shows, like "Darling Nikki." He wouldn't play that anymore.
Right. Which
Cream,
is the most salacious damn song
I know.
ever.
And Cream.
Yeah.
Cream is nasty.
Yeah.
He stopped performing those. And then he was like wearing his suits were still like purple with like big collars and like like
a
boof.
fancy pirate.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was like there was his ass wasn't out.
Yeah.
No nipples, nothing.
Yeah.
But he was go door to door, and then people would be blown away. They'd be like, "Holy shit! Like it's Prince!" Like
Yeah.
No,
they
I thought
started.
you were
No.
taller.
I bet.
it's not. It's not.
But yeah, they start looking
Artist
for like.
formerly known as. Sorry to disturb you on this Saturday morning.
That's good.
It is funny
Dearly
because
beloved,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah,
please
exactly.
open the door, please.
Yes, we're here to witness the Jehovah to you.
Who wouldn't open the door for Prince?
Yeah.
And then opening the door and finding out he's
Is it Jehovah's
Fucking
Witness? Yeah.
he's
Screeching
trying
like,
to convert you.
Yeah.
screeching like an eagle outside your door.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
We know you're in there. Come to the door.
The Williams sisters, Venus and Serena, were also. Did you watch that King Richard movie? With
I have
Will
not
Smith?
yet.
About their dad. Like it's funny because in that movie, I'm always like cued into it because like there's references to Jehovah's Witnesses throughout pop culture. They're usually kind of negative, Like I remember SNL had that Land Shark. Remember Land Shark on SNL from the 70s? I
think so.
Where it was like there'd be a news report, it'd be a woman in her apartment. There's
Oh,
a news
yeah,
report,
yeah,
and they'd be
yeah.
like, "You got to look out for the Land Shark. A land shark is taken over and is attacking people." And it seems like this ridiculous story. And then they would like the doorbell would ring and the lady would be like, "Who is it?" And and then there was a Land Shark sketch where it's like Jehovah's Witnesses. She's like not interested, and then like he finally gets her to open the door, and it's just a guy in a foam shark costume that just
Yeah.
eats her. Land Shark was the best. SNL was never good. I don't think it's
I like Chris Farley. That was my dude forever.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude!
yeah.
I was
yeah.
thinking about
Farley.
him yesterday. I was thinking about the interviews, with
You ought
Paul
to see
McCartney.
this guy put on a
Oh,
jacket.
yeah.
Fat. Yeah. I do a good fat
Can
man.
you do
in a
it?
little
I've never
coat.
seen you be physical. I've never seen you burst into any physicality. You're very measured and chill all the time.
Oh, I mean, I can. I play around. Yeah, I can play around with
I
it.
play
used to-
around.
Do you dance?
I can dance.
But could you jump into the middle of the dance floor at a wedding, or are you kind of like one of the guys that hangs back and sets the vibe?
I can dance at a wedding.
Yeah?
Or hanging back. Yeah, I can.
I would like to
believe
see
it.
that. I believe it. I've never seen it. I'd like to see it.
A wedding's a place where I'll have a drink too.
Yeah.
To loosen up a little bit.
Kind of got
especially-
to, man, to get through one. It's like,
yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, watching two people make the worst decision ever.
Or three.
Yeah, or three. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, guys, we got to be wrapping up.
Yeah, we
I
do.
could sit here and do this with y'all all night long.
We could.
Great time.
I appreciate y'all coming in,
Oh yeah,
man.
that
Yeah.
went too quick. Too quick. Thank
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
very much.
I would love to get y'all back in here another day because that did go quick.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Y'all got anything y'all want to throw out there one more time?
all the
No,
plugs done.
this was great. I appreciate you having us on here.
Oh yeah,
That's no problem,
absolutely.
man. I appreciate you guys coming, bro. And that's how we putting the FU and funny today, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Also,
yeah.
happy holidays, everybody.
Happy
Yeah.
holidays.
Yeah.
Happy holiday.
Yeah, hopefully it gets fucking cold.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
insane. It's
A
80
cold
degrees
Christmas.
today.
Yeah, it's 80.
It is.
Happy holidays.
Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Y'all have a
Believe I
good
just
one.
ended on happy holidays.
Appreciate you guys, man.